If Bridge isn't open, choose File, Browse in Bridge to open Adobe Bridge. In the Favorites panel in Bridge, click the Lessons folder, then in the Content panel, double-click the Lesson 5 folder to open it. Then compare the egret start.jpg and egretend.psd thumbnail. In the final image, the egret appears sharper as its reflection and the grass around it have been blurred. Iris Blur, one of the interactive blurs in the Blur Gallery, makes the task an easy one. No masking required. Then choose File, return to Adobe Photoshop, and choose File, Open as Smart Object. Select the egret start.jpg file in the Lesson 5 folder, and click OK or Open. Photoshop opens the image. There is one layer in the Layers panel, and it's a Smart Object, as indicated by the badge on the layer thumbnail icon. Choose File, Save As, choose Photoshop for the format, and name the file egretworking.psd, and click Save. Click OK in the Photoshop Format Options dialog box. Then choose Filter, Blur Gallery, Iris Blur. A blur ellipse is centered on your image. You can adjust the location and scope of the blur by moving the center pin, feather handles, and ellipse handles. At the top right corner of the Blur Gallery task space, you'll also see the expandable field Blur, Tilt-Shift Blur, Path Blur, and Spin Blur panels. Those are additional types of blur you can apply. Drag the center pin so that it's at the bottom of the bird's body. Then click the ellipse and drag inward to tighten the focus around the bird. Press Alt on Windows or Option on Mac as you click and drag the feather handles to align the blur with the body of the bird. Pressing Alt or Option lets you drag each handle separately. Then click and drag on the blur ring to reduce the amount of blur to 5 pixels, creating a gradual but noticeable blur. You can also change the same value by moving the blur slider in the Iris Blur area of the Blur Tools panel. Click OK in the Options bar to apply the blur. The blur may be a little too subtle. You'll edit the blur to increase it slightly. Double-click Blur Gallery in the egret layer in the Layers panel to open it again. Then adjust the blur to 6 pixels and click OK in the Options bar to apply it. The egret is accentuated by blurring the rest of the image. Because you applied a filter to a smart object, you can hide or edit the effect without altering the original image. Save the file and then close it.